Hey guys, Dr. Pena here, F8 Well Centers. Let's talk about why you may not be losing weight. And these are going to be things, yes, you may have heard of thyroid and some of these other things, but you're going to get information today about why these systems are out of balance and what you can do that may be things that you aren't even thinking about, and some of the top kind of unknown reasons why people are not losing weight, not getting that optimal weight, and having the issues that they are. So welcome again, F8 Well Centers. We're all about getting to the underlying root cause, and that's what I want to show you guys today. That's what I want to show you, why that weight is not coming off like it's supposed to. So again, welcome everybody. Pop down below where you are watching from, and I look forward to getting into this. If you've had issues with weight, if you've had success, let us know. Let other people know. This is a great community, a lot of good sharing, a lot of good information out there. So welcome everybody. Let's get into this. You know, weight is something that it really is pretty fascinating, right? If you look back even in the 1970s and you look at a picture of a beach, it looks totally different. The people look totally different than they do now. And why is that? Why has the body composition changed so much? Why have we gone from, you know, a small percentage of the population overweight, obese, to now it's the norm? And this is something that, yes, there's overeating, yes, there's processed foods, and there's just too much eating out and some of those things, but there's a lot of other things. Hey, good morning from Texas to you. And good to see you there in Texas. And so there's a lot more to it than just I'm eating poorly. Yes, we know that that happens. We know that there's a lot more people that are not eating like they're supposed to, but there's also people, hey, in Montana, good to see you, but there's also a lot of people that are, you know, not eating too bad or not doing that too many wrong things. So let's get into it. I'm going to give you guys 4 main things that we look at for people that they may not be losing weight like they're supposed to. So let's get into the thyroid. Thyroid is this gland that sits in our throat, and it controls our metabolic state. It controls our metabolism. It gives you this kind of oomph and drives that speed of the body. It's going to give your metabolic state so you can burn more calories. A lot of different things when we're talking about weight come from the thyroid. And so there's 2 ways that the thyroid can get out of balance. One is going to be hyper. Hey, Lucy in South Africa, good to see you. One is going to be hyper, which is going to be this excess. Too much thyroid hormone, and you're going to be burning too many calories, can't gain weight, your heart's fluttering, you're shaky inside. That's not what most people experience. Most people experience hypothyroid, and it's going to be low thyroid, going to have this kind of sluggish nature, a little bit lower motivation, hair falling out, crying at commercials, slower digestive tract, a lot of different imbalances when it turns hypo. But here's the thing, the majority of patients we see, it's not just because the thyroid is sluggish, the thyroid is slow, the thyroid's not kicking out T3 and T4. When you think about thyroid, T4 hormone, levothyroxine or Synthroid, #1 best-selling drug in this country, is to give the body more T4 hormone. And occasionally, that's really what needs to happen. The thyroid is just so sluggish, so not working like it's supposed to, and you need more T4. But here's the deal. Most people, it's not your thyroid. And so just by taking levothyroxine, just by taking a thyroid medication, does nothing to fix the problem. Because here's those underlying issues that we see in so many people. Sometimes, and in actually a lot of people, 80% of the population that have hypothyroid, it's actually autoimmune, and it can be autoimmune to the thyroid or autoimmune to the bus that's transporting the thyroid hormones around, and you've got to know which of those 2 it really is. So if it's thyroid, it's usually not thyroid. And so just taking T4 is not going to fix it. You've got to know why that thyroid's off. And a lot of times it's going to be the actual autoimmune. And then it becomes an autoimmune issue where the body is attacking its own tissue, and you've got to calm down. Brittany, if you want to click a link there, we've got tons of YouTube videos on autoimmune, and you can put that link up there. So we're looking at adrenals, blood sugar, leaky gut, gluten, estrogenic events, infections, environmental issues, all these different things that can cause that autoimmune to get overstimulated and create these issues in there. So we know that it's not just the thyroid. Usually it's not just the thyroid. Another thing that can happen is an underconversion. We have to convert T4 to T3. So if you've got levothyroxine, you're taking that T4, you then have to convert it into the T3. Hey, Sherry, good to see you. Don't have your thyroid. So, but here's the deal, Sherry. You could still be under converting even if you don't have a thyroid. So even if you had your thyroid removed, you may not be converting that levothyroxine into the T3. And that's going to be 60% in your liver, 20% in your gut. We've got this conversion that's taking place. And so are you under converting? Is your T4 up and your T3 down? That's what you've got to look at. And then the last one that you have to look at with if there's a low thyroid state is it actually hypopituitary? The pituitary gland tells the thyroid what to do. And if the pituitary is tired, if the jockey is tired, jockey's not going to be whipping the horse like he needs to. So why is that? Well, the thyroid, TSH, but also ACTH, which tells the adrenals what to do. So if you've got this chronic stress state, then you're not going to be able to get your pituitary to function like it's supposed to, and that jockey can get tired and not whip the horse. So you've got to know which of these is out of balance. You've got to know if you've got Hashimoto's. You've got to know if you've got a conversion issue. You've got to know if you have a hypopituitary state as well. So if you don't know those answers, if your doctor won't test you, Brittany just put the link tree up there, and you can click on that and schedule a discovery call. We can do in-depth into all these markers and figure out what's going on. So even if you think it's your thyroid, it's probably not your thyroid and why you can't lose weight. We got to figure out how we're going to do that. Number 2 is going to be your gut, your digestive tract. Your gut is going to be truly looking at the microbiome. Tons of research now showing that if you've got enough bad bacteria, yeast, imbalance in there, then you are going to be potentially holding on to more weight. And if we get somebody's gut figured out, a lot of times their weight will start peeling off. And how do you do that? Well, first you got to figure out what's going on and if it truly is a gut bacteria, something like that. You want to look for neutrophils. That's one of the markers. If those are over 58%, very good chance you have bacterial infection, and it's probably in your gut. If you've got any signs or symptoms, slow bowels, reflux, indigestion, heartburn, food sits there, loose stools, constipation, any of these things, your gut is probably not right in the microbiome. And so if our microbiome isn't right, it's going to throw off our weight. There was a really interesting study that they did this research with these different people, and they took one person. Did you ever hear of a fecal transplant where you take fecal matter from one person and actually put it into the other person and actually saves their life with C. diff? Give me a thumbs up if anybody's heard about that one. And so you've got this fecal transplant. And so they took it from one person, but then took it from that person and put it into the other person as well. It didn't just go one way. And what they realized was that they flip-flopped the fecal matter, but it actually flip-flopped their microbiome and their belt size. So the person that was a little bit overweight actually lost weight, and the person that was normal weight actually gained weight just by getting that fecal transplant and changing that fecal matter. So that microbiome makes a huge difference. Paula, doctor wants to put my 26-year-old daughter on thyroid meds. Again, Paula, you got to figure out which part of the thyroid process is not working. Just put them on the meds does nothing to fix these underlying imbalances. So we've got to, is it allowed to take hyaluronic acid injections during Hashimoto's? Yeah, that should be fine. I haven't seen any issues with that. So microbiome, huge to do with digestion, but also with that weight loss. And so if your microbiome is off, you need to kill off the bad stuff, bring in the good stuff, and probably do that 2 or 3 times through, not just taking a probiotic. Number 3 is your sleep state. If you're having a poor sleep state, then it is going to be very likely that it is causing you to hold on to body weight, gain fat, become overweight, become obese. Study just came out as well that if you're sleeping with external light, with artificial light, if you have a light on, or if you have your TV on, or your phone is right there and everything, and it's brighter than it should be, your chances of having obesity, overweight, cardiovascular disease, all these other things go up dramatically. You've got to sleep in a dark room, you've got to sleep in a colder room, and you've got to sleep deeply. If you don't know, check it, use your Fitbit, Apple Watch, whatever you want to do, and figure out what your sleep's doing. If you're not getting a good deep sleep state, you need to change why that is actually going on. Number 4 that we're looking at is your blood sugar is probably not stabilized, and it's probably not balanced, and you've got to go in and figure out when that blood sugar is going up too high and when it's going down too low. There are companies out there that are using blood sugar devices for weight loss, and that's their number one shtick, is they just give people the ability to start monitoring their blood sugar, and they start losing weight as they keep it in the good range. We don't do it for weight loss. We do it to stop inflammation, to stop autoimmune, to stop brain degeneration. All these other conditions is why we stabilize blood sugar and why we monitor blood sugar. But weight loss is a nice side effect from that as well. So if you can keep that blood sugar 85 to 110 all day long, every day, there is a very good chance, probably 90% chance, that you are going to lose weight. And that's all it takes. It's not hard. It's maybe challenging, but it's simple to do it. You eat more of the good stuff, less of the bad stuff. That's why we just did our whole blood sugar masterclass. If you guys did not get that one, reach out to Brittany and we can talk you guys through that process about how to get that masterclass. But a huge success with thousands and thousands of people on that one, and lots of lives changed and people motivated to take massive action with their blood sugar. So here's the deal, guys. There are reasons why. If you can't lose weight, if a loved one can't lose weight, there's reasons why. It's not just, oh, you're eating too much. Most women we see that are overweight are not eating too much. They're actually not eating enough in a lot of cases. So here we go. You've got the potential to be healthy. If you are not able to get this blood work done, if you're not able to get the results that you want, if you have not been able to take the massive action that you need to, click the link in that link tree, send us a DM, anyway, get a hold of us, and we would love to talk you through the process of how we can run blood work, how you can come into one of the offices in Colorado or Tennessee, as well as we can work remotely with patients all over the country, even around the world. So love seeing you guys. If you have any specific questions, let us know. Tula, thanks for the share there. But we would love to get you guys the help that you need, and especially if you have not been able to optimize that weight like you need to. Take care, guys.